It's been a real learning experience.
I bet. So, Roger, do you want to start?
Why the heck do you want to do this again?
Well, you know, I like staying up late on Tuesdays. No, it really, you know, I like to get back to the community because the community's done some great things for me.
You must have taken a lot from it.
You know, it's really not that, it's not that arduous. You know, you got certain rules you got to follow. You got to take a look at the code, see how it complies, and follow the code, and you know, make a decision, and based off of all the facts. And that's, you know, that's what you do.
I have a sense that this planning commission is actually pretty thoughtful, and that you guys do a pretty good job of forecasting forward before you make decisions. What's your impression of the current makeup, and how do you like the way you guys are working? Is there anything you think you might be able to do differently?
You know, we've got a great team. We do. We've got a diverse team. You know, everybody's got brings something different to the table, and I think the makeup is pretty dang good. You know, you've got, you know, Chuck's got 30-some odd years in the planning business. You know, we've got great communicators. Collins, a real good communicator. Grady's got experience. You know, he's got some experience on Mike Barnes with being actually a developer.
How does that work?
It works good. It works real good because he can see through the chaff.
Boy, that's good.
You know, so that's a big plus. And then, you know, my background is
Rocket science.
rocket science, basically. So that's
So you can probably tell whether something's a technology company or not.
pretty easily.
That may come in handy.
You don't know what we're talking about, but
I think I can read between the lines.
Well, they're big blanks.
Well, you talked about the diversity of everybody, what they bring to the table. So going back to rocket science, what is it that you feel like you've been able to bring to that group that has helped you guys do the work you need to do?
Well, you can take a look at, you can put some knowledge, you know, you can sort of say, here's the path, this is the logical path to do this, and instead of looking how somebody's going to go do a subdivision or a plat, you know, does that make sense? And that helps a lot. So you can basically read between the lines. So
Try to apply a little logic.
yeah, apply logic to it
And sense.
and sense. Yeah, I basically learned about the rocket business through the school of hard knocks. You know, because I started as a laborer on the floor and worked my way up through supervision into management.
Claudia, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions tonight. I think you've done a great job.
Well, thank you.
And I think that the current planning commission is excellent.
I
And
do
it's
too.
refreshing, and it has diverse perspectives, yet everyone is seems to be very civil,
Yep.
and the emotions don't run as high as they once did, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
I have one question. I'm just curious for my own sake.
Okay.
Everybody on this council, when they started off on the day one of their first of the job here, all visualized something else. And now after, in my case, 5 years, and Claudia's that same, our philosophy has changed. No one has to admit it, but within ourselves, we know that we've changed from this point to this point because of the information we have received or the experiences we have. What have you changed over the last 3 years?
Well, over the last, you know, I did a stint in the Board of Adjustments prior to going over to the planning board, the planning commission, and so that was a good stepping stone.
Background.
So I sort of got a flavor of how to work it. You know, my first day it was my first, I'll say, couple of meetings was the Beehive Homes thing,
Oh, that was a fun one.
you know? And they'd sent me down to some training down in Provo. And I learned a little bit about state statute at that time, you know.
Did they talk about group homes at that
No,
time?
but
No.
conditional use permits,
It's-
how difficult they are to deny if you've mitigated your
Right. Well, but that and you know,
public
if
land.
public clamor and those other things. So, and you can't, you know, you can't discriminate. If it meets all the requirements, you gotta let them do it. So I learned that was one of my first experiences. And then, you know, just applying knowledge and trying to see what the code reads versus what the applicant wants to do. And does it make sense? Is he violating anything? Is the plan, is the offsets wrong? You know, different common sense things like that. You know,
You've had an interesting 3 years.
it's,
You also dealt with all the core applications. Both of them.
I didn't.
You didn't.
No, that was taken care of, that was decided prior to me coming on.
Really?
Just-
Only a month or so then?
No,
Just
you
barely.
dodged that bullet.
I know, but I did make the motion to kill it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay,
Are you getting any spinning in with all this work? I don't see any more.
well, you know, not as much as I want to. I had an appendicitis first week of January, so that sort of slowed me down for about a month.
Yeah.
So I got to get back into the swing of things. So, but we're all better now.
Good.
Excellent.
Well, thanks for your service.
Well, thank you.
We'll let you know, someone will soon. We're gonna interview 2 more people, and then that'll round out 4 that we've interviewed for 3 spots.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Okay,
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
You bet. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
good to see you.